Tex O. Freshman stared thoughtfully out the window with his favorite novel about ostriches sitting cozily in his lap. He brought a steaming cup of tea up to his lips to take a sip as he stared out into the void of night. This was, in fact, the very same Tex O. Freshman who founded a multi-trillion-dollar soap company, although some people prefer to call him the Bljrk Tonkamaba. This Belarusian saying translates loosely to Herald of the Fine Soaps. But tonight, his mind was far from his soap-themed escapades. Tonight, his mind was haunted by the terrible nightmares he'd been having recently about strange, horrific beings haunting him. Suddenly, he heard a far-off clip-clop of hooves on his fancy tile floor. He shunned this sound, simply deciding it was hallucinations after working too hard. He was a very practical man and never believed in any of that poor paranormal bunk, and most certainly did not believe in goats. However, soon this opinion and his life was to be changed forever. The next night started out normally enough. Tex reading further into his book while sipping his mint tea, when the room was swept into inky darkness. Tex reached over to grab his tea, hoping to calm his jangled nerves, when suddenly he heard a bleat and saw something dark shamble off into the night. He then decided to attempt to move toward the outside to hopefully get some mental help. As Tex creeped through his home, he heard the clip-clop of hooves constantly following him, with even the occasional ba or bleat sprinkled in. Suddenly he realized that the sounds were actually coming from in front of him. He grabbed the nearest object, which happened to be a tin can, and threw it at the monster. All caution thrown to the wind, he hurried the rest of the way to his front door. When he got there, he realized that the locking mechanism had been eaten away somehow. But then he realized, it is behind me. He turned around, and all he could manage was a strangled screech before darkness overtook him.